Today, Precarious plays
Chrono Trigger.
Not sure how today's session is gonna go.
Blue guys.
It's up. They're asking, I think they're gonna be asking for a lot soon. Just gonna lay all the cards on the table. It is so hot. This is one of the hottest summers I can remember. And our recording space usually starts at 77 degrees. Roundabouts.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go in with not too many expectations, you know? Exactly appropriate, I think, for people whose brains have been reduced to goo.
Should I try to escape? Or remain here?
Oh, you gotta remain here, because this is the future. This is where to go.
Okay.
Do you need to buy anything from the store?
I don't think so. It's just oceans and ethers and stuff. And we have...
What we just saved.
Yeah.
Open the chests and see if there's anything interesting there.
Mega Elixir. It's empty. Oh. It's because I checked it twice. Haste Helm. What does that do?
Probably autocasts haste on whoever is wearing it. But that would take the place of...
The Rainbow Helms.
the status immunity that they provide.
Okay. And remind me how our armor is set up. We have Ruby on everyone, right?
Yeah, fire absorption, I think. Or extreme resistance at the very least.
Yeah, so we have more magic defense and absorb. Yeah, this is great. Okay.
Well, the big draw of the helms is actually status immunity. The numerical advantages aren't. They're sort of whatever.
And everyone in the party has one. That's awesome. I'm so excited. Okay, we just go forward, I guess?
Yeah.
There's a door.
We might be at sort of like the boss rush portion of this area.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a bit more serious than Ozzy and Ozzy's henchmen.
Well, I would hope so. What are you? I'm trying to remember what was special about this fellow.
That looks new to me. You should twin charm it regardless.
Yes.
If at any point you start to get stumped, I'll pull up the walkthrough. I've got it on my phone. It's also the timer.
Yeah.
Or a stopwatch, whatever. Ooh.
Oh. No. Hang on. Let's do a cure to Isla.
Was that a counterattack? Did it do that in response to twin charm?
I think so.
If that's the case, then you should stick to damaging double or triple attacks. So that way it will only counter one of your characters, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You do that, and then you could cheaply heal with Marley.
Yeah. Could you...
That's
drop
pretty
down?
expensive. I'd probably recommend Bubble Burst, because it's just like I feel like they might have let the MP cost of the later moves get out of hand.
Iceberg Toss works really well, though.
Yeah, but then Marley will be...
But Frog can do a full heal.
Yeah, but it costs, I think, 5 times as much
Okay.
for the same heal.
Okay, Bubble Burst. Good point.
The only question is, does this thing absorb water for whatever reason?
Mm-hmm. Okay. So it just... So we'll do Cure 2. And then just keep doing bubble burst and healing. Should I haste everybody? No, I won't have time to haste everybody. Somebody will go down.
Well, I think it's countering you. I don't think this is a boss or a mini boss. I think it's just a big regular enemy.
Mm-hmm. I kind of want to see what Glacial Freeze is. I haven't seen that before.
I'm not sure if that's true. And it's probably just a big magic attack that combines water and ice.
Okay.
I don't think you need to come up with a new strategy. I think you just need to keep doing the thing that you've been doing.
Okay.
I mean, maybe it doesn't counter magic. Maybe try hitting it with like a plain old water or ice. Yeah, just try hitting it with ice to see if it counters.
Okay.
Wait, no, that's a horrible plan because
that's Marley.
Yeah, so have Frog do it.
Okay.
Because has it done anything yet other than counter?
No, it hasn't.
Yeah, so I would just use water 1 on it.
Just water. Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. That didn't do very much. And still did a big counter.
Yeah.
So bubbles.
So just go back to dual text with Island and Frog. Maybe use drop down just to move things along. You see, my concern is that this is a regular enemy, which means it might come back.
Mm-hmm.
But then you also might be able to just run away from it. Yeah, I would use drop down and then we can go back to the save point if we run out of MP.
Okay. Whoa. Surely that does it in. Okay. Yes.
That might have actually been fairly economical because it did about 3 times the damage.
Mm-hmm.
And but that move was only for some reason I thought it was 7, but I'm pretty sure that Bubble Burst is like 2 and 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Elgatos!
Evil ones though.
How do we fight them?
We just run by and okay. Oh, this is good because we're immune.
Okay.
So just proceed slowly. I'm going to talk about some other stuff and just try and let you play the game. Give me the sign if you have a specific question or if you are worried that we're in danger of losing.
Got ambrosia.
I have to say, I should warn you now, that's probably going to happen at some point today because we're approaching like the final challenges of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't ground the game into a fine powder. There's this disparity between the games I've been playing recently. I've been playing Animal Crossing, New Horizons still, which is just this aggressively pleasant... At this point, it's essentially a flower arrangement simulator.
Yeah, it is now.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we've got, like, the shape of our town in place. Everything is accessible, more or less. We've got ramps to all of the key areas. We have roads and bridges linking everything up how we want it. We've got 10 villagers, all the plots are where they need to be.
I mean, it's perfect. Well, no, it's not perfect. It's perfectly imperfect.
Well, I have to say that... So 2 things. 1, we have obtained a 5-star town rating. So, by the game's standard, it is as good as it ever needs to be.
Mm-hmm. This is true, but...
Additionally, I've been playing a little bit online. I mentioned that, I think, in some other session. I've been going to an Animal Crossing Reddit and hanging out with people there occasionally.
Yeah.
And all very kind people. I don't want to I don't want to be cruel in my judgment here, but I do think that our town is the most successful I've seen. I see a lot of interesting spaces, but they feel a lot more like sort of Minecraftian art installations, which is fine, but it's also, to me, it's like fine to visit. I'm glad that I get to go see these places, but then I'm also glad that I get to go back to our very townly town.
Yeah.
Where it's like there's some sort of mundane. It's interesting because our town has this sort of mundane consistency, which inexplicably is unique in the face of all of the weirdness online. Like, I went to a town, and the thing that greeted you at the airport, I think it was elaborate sprite art of Bill Murray.
Really?
Yeah, just on the ground, just right in front of the airport, and it's just Bill Murray from Groundhog Day. I think that's
as much as I.
It was an older-ish comedian. Just their beaming face.
Just smiling.
Yeah, just
Who
smiling.
Who doesn't want to go there?
Me, more than once. I mean, like, I see a lot of towns where... How to describe it without sounding overly harsh, without being too down on anybody. There is a profound lack of negative space. That's a reoccurring theme that I see in a lot of towns. They're sort of overstuffed, right? It's just like wall to wall. There's always something in every available tile. It's a flower or a tree or a fence or a pillar. Like somebody has made an isolated cliff that's just one perfect tile of cliff face, you know? A piece of furniture, something. Or, at the very least, a tile on the ground, you know? The other issue that I see is the exact opposite. It's the opposite but equal problem. And it's people that have stripped the environment down to brass tacks in, I think, a misguided attempt to increase the efficiency of their island. Or maybe they're like, I don't know what I want to do with it yet, so I destroyed nature until I figured it out.
Yeah.
And I want to be very clear. It is nature. It is a kind of nature.
Yeah.
Because whenever you create a system where these rules are in place, these pseudo-random elements, there is a kind of beauty, even in a simulated nature, right? All of these different elements, it's unlikely to be repeated exactly anywhere else in the world. And whenever you, fill in all the rivers and chop down all the trees,
And make a nice, smooth, blank canvas pancake.
it's really sad. I mean, there's one person that I played with, and she seems nice. Her express intention was that she wanted to recreate, like, the Australian outback. And there were two problems with that. One, her town was in the southern hemisphere, so it's currently winter.
Oh.
So it's more like the tundra. It's like an Arctic snowfield. The other problem is that for that to work, I feel like you'd have to kind of let weeds run rampant to simulate that that scrub.
Yeah, that feeling.
Like all of that, the wild grass and
Can
stuff.
weeds grow on tilled areas?
I don't know. There's like no information online about weeds because everybody's just like, oh, weeds, pluck them.
Oh, I hate that.
Yeah, where we actually. So here's the fun fact: internet, spread this around. In our town, which has a 5-star rating, and we have a Jacob's Ladder, I think is what they call it. We have the little flower you get for having a really good town.
Yeah.
We have 2 pollen preserves, as we've marked them, and they're just cute little like rough, 5x5 areas that are just filled with weeds, and nobody cares. Nobody in the town is like, oh, you guys have really been slacking on that weed pulling job. It's great. You should try it. Put up a sign that's got a little bee on it so everybody knows what's up. The bug, not the letter. Maybe both. Do both. It'll be cute.
A BB.